Warning. This podcast may contain spoilers from whatever TV show or movie is mentioned. Please listen at your own discretion. Welcome to Viewers Anonymous.
Yo, what's going on? I am Scoots Bronson.
And I am S. Foster.
And this is the Viewers Anonymous podcast. What's going on, Brody?
Man, listen. It's been good, man. It's been good. Listen. My Niners, I know this ain't a sports podcast. I know. But my Niners,
talk, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
Hey, must win to get into the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
You come out here, you go down 17 to the Rams. Sean McVay should have kept his ass on the bench trying to go out and celebrate. And after that, he got outscored 27-3. And my boys win in overtime, so win the playoffs, man. Got the Cowboys, so happy about that. Glad Bama didn't get this win, but I'm doing good, man. How about yourself, man?
Man, first and foremost, man, happy belated.
Appreciate that.
And then second, man, I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. Got some, you know what I'm saying, got some stuff in order in my life, you know what I mean? Told you about that off air, man. You know, got that out the way and underway for real, you know what I'm saying? I gotta wait till February 24th for everything to be official, but man, everything been going great, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just making sure everything been straight. Drop some new NFTs, so been doing good, man.
Man, that is great to hear, man. You know what I'm saying? You on a winning streak. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
2-0 against COVID.
Oh, yeah,
You
for
know
sure,
what I mean?
man. I knocked that thing out. Oh, also, then let me tell you, man. So, I know this ain't a sports podcast, y'all, but you know what I'm saying? Congratulations on finishing first in your, in your fantasy league. You know what I'm saying? Salute. Nigga, I went from last to fifth. I went from last to fifth, my boy. So yeah, I'm hype about that because you know what I'm saying. I don't know if I said it on here or not, but in our fantasy league, you know what I'm saying, it's $25 buy-in, and then it's an 8-man league, but the loser got to do the hot chip challenge.
I remember you talking about that. Yeah,
man. So I was a couple games away from, you know what I'm saying, burning my face off. I was so happy, bro. I'm like, bro, if I win this thing, I at least got to get the 5th, 6th place. So I ended up being like second to last in the league in regular season. And then in the playoffs, you know what I'm saying, I was in the consolation bracket. So I was last place in the consolation bracket. Mm-hmm. No, I was 7th place in the consolation bracket. And then I ended up winning the first 2 weeks, and then the last 2 weeks, I played my cousin. He was supposed to be in the actual playoffs, but he ended up getting knocked out late in the season. So I played him, and he had one of the best teams in the league. And then I had last week, I made a few pickups and a few switches, and it was just in time. The only thing that messed me up was I had Mark Ingram in my lineup when I wasn't supposed to, and I had just went and picked up who was that? I think it was like Latavius Murray. I picked up Latavius Murray, and he had a hell of a game. He put up 20-some points, and he was on the bench, bro. And then I had McCole Hardman. I had him on the bench. He put up 20-some points. Then I had the New Orleans Saints defense. They put up 13 for me, but I still ended up coming out on top and winning. But boy, it was about to be all bad. It was about to be all bad that week. But I made just enough moves to get there, and I still won and still had Mark Ingram on the bench, inactive with 0 points, and still beat him.
Man, listen, because I played the top seed of the other bracket in the first playoff round. You know what I'm saying? Slaughtered him. And then I played the dude that's been number one in the league the whole time. Yeah. Well, me and him, we always had the same record, but he had beat me the first time. And my first L came to him. So we battled it out. We both 10-3. And so we battled it out. I beat him. But so finished 11-3. I only played fantasy for real 2 times. Both times I played it, I won. I'm telling you, I think I'm
nice.
a GM. I swear to God, I think I'm a GM.
Do your thing,
hey,
bro. No,
you know what I'm saying? MVP, you know what I'm saying? This is my MVP race. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go from third to first. You know what I'm saying? Number 3, I gotta give it to him. He gave me a couple bad weeks, but Kyler Murray, he come in third place.
Sure. He did.
You know what I'm saying? Then second place, gotta give it to my guy Debo Samuel. You know what I'm saying? For the people that don't know, me and Debo pretty much kind of got like the same name. His first name is Tyshawn, and his Sean is spelled the way mine is. But that's just a whole nother thing. But anyway, come on. Everybody knows number 1.
Cooper Kupp.
Man, come on. Cooper Kupp is the MVP, period. Big Coop, man. You know what I'm saying? He got the triple crown, man, with the receptions, yards, and touchdowns.
Yep. Man, my MVP was Najee Harris.
From Pittsburgh? Man, listen, that was my only weakness on my team was running backs. Like my number 1 running back was David Montgomery, which he did pretty good.
He put up some good numbers this year.
Yeah, he put up some. A couple games, and then he got hurt for a while. And so then I had Melvin Gordon III, which he was just up and down, man. Yeah, he was on and off. It was like 1 week he gave me 22, and like I needed that week. I'm gonna tell you who came on late though. That St. Brown from the Lions, not the one from the Packers, but the Lions. Oh man, he gave me like 20 and like back to back weeks.
Before he got injured though, DeAndre Swift was putting up numbers too for the Lions.
Yes,
but I had Najee Harris, and then I had James Conner too. James Conner gave me some great games.
Yeah, he did. He
gave me some great games.
He pissed me off because like some of those.
A dark horse next year for anybody who listen to do fantasy football. I'm telling y'all now, man, get T. Higgins from Cincinnati, wide receiver. Yeah. Listen, that boy put up some numbers for me late in the season. He helped me out many a games. So yeah, T. Higgins is a good pickup too from Cincinnati. Yep.
Definitely. Sorry to hit y'all with that, man. We just had to get that out. But before we get into the pod, man, we late on a few things. So first and foremost, I'm gonna start in order because this is a movie podcast, TV podcast. We got to rest in peace to Betty White. You know what I'm saying? She passed on a day before the new year. So shout out to her. Then also we lost right after that. Well, not right after, but a couple of days ago we lost Sidney Poitier. And like 2 days ago, we lost Bob Saget.
Also, man, we lost the Mac, man, Max Julian.
Yeah, the Mac. Yeah, he died. I think he died before Sidney Poitier.
Yeah, he died on New Year.
Yeah, so he was right after Betty White. So you got any words on them, man? Any of those people who stands out?
I mean, really, man, all 4 of them, honestly, man. If anybody know me, y'all, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know I love blaxploitation. So Max Julian, him being the Mac, you know what I'm saying? Watching that as a young kid and just seeing, you know what I'm saying, the cool and the, you know what I'm saying, just the poise and everything like that they had to be able to make these movies back then, and for him to be a part of that rich history is, you know what I'm saying, that's one in a million. He was, if anybody ever seen How to Be a Player, he was Bill Bellamy's uncle during the cookout. You know what I'm saying? He was in that. But as far as Betty White, I mean, it really ain't much to be said. Legend, you know what I'm saying? She been doing this since like what, the 40s, 50s?
Yeah, like the 40s.
You know what I'm
saying? She was born in the 30s.
Yeah, no, 20s. Yeah, she was born in the 20s. Late 20s. So yeah, like, you know what I'm saying, for her to be doing, you know what I'm saying, this kind of work since the 40s and 50s, and, you know what I'm saying, to finally get her big break with the Golden Girls, and then for her to really get the acknowledgement late in her career that she had, you know what I'm saying, that was, you know what I'm saying, that's a once-in-a-lifetime career. Sidney Poitier, man, I mean, I don't even want to say legend, that's an icon, bro.
Yeah.
Like, the doors that the doors he's opened for other Black actors and actresses, you know what I'm saying, for him to, you know what I'm saying, be a part of so many other people's careers, and, you know what I'm saying, for people to be able to meet him and shake hands and get the wisdom that he had. I mean, that's one that I think really hurt, you know what I'm saying, kind of everybody, you know what I'm saying, in a sense. And then Bob Saget, man, I mean, listen, if you guys want to get a good laugh, I know everybody remember Bob Saget from Full House, and you know what I'm saying, him being the dad and all that. But watch Bob Saget stand up. He's nothing like the dude on Full House. Like Bob Saget is fucking genius. So you know what I'm saying, like to see that loss too, and me being a comedy fan to see that loss, that one really stung too. But yeah, for sure, man. Rest in peace to all of them, man. The good thing is that their legacy gets to live on through, you know what I'm saying, various forms of media. So we'll always be able to honor them by, you know what I'm saying, just enjoying the work and the art that they put out.
Yeah, man. Well said, man. Well said. But for Betty White, like for her to bring on like the first black person on I forget what it was. I think it was like just regular TV, I think. And like she brought him, I forgot what she brought him on for, but like she got blowback for it, obviously, because this was like the 40s and 50s. And she just told people, plain as day, deal with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And for her to do that, to put her career at risk at the time that she did it, because she wasn't the Betty White. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like she didn't really have that name yet. And for her to do that, for her to, you know, be with civil rights the way that she was, that's another reason why Betty White always was real hard. One role that stands out for me, because I used to watch The Golden Girls a little bit. My grandma used to watch it. But like what stood out to me, she was in this movie called The Proposal with Ryan Reynolds and Sandra Bullock. And she was Ryan Reynolds' grandma.
Oh yeah, I remember.
And like it was so funny because she had fell out at the wedding, and like they had airlifted her. She wasn't even dead and that. She was just like, "Look, you need to fix this." And they were like, "You telling me you faked the heart attack?" You like, "Yeah, I had to get transportation." I thought that shit was so fucking funny. But like you said, Sidney Poitier, man, he's an icon. Like even though I think the roles that he were taking back then, I think what Sidney Poitier saw, he saw the vision that other people didn't see yet. Because at the time when they was doing those black exploitation films, he wasn't doing it. He was doing those other roles where people was calling him, you know what I'm saying, Uncle Tom and stuff. But they didn't see the vision that he saw. He was like, yo, if I'm doing these roles, it's going to be easier for black people in the future to get any kind of role.
And also, I mean, you really can't call him Uncle Tom because, like, he was playing the Moorish king at the time, and that was like for him to play that role in that era, like that's huge. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people don't even know who the Moors are, so for him to play that role and you know what I'm saying, and give us a piece of that history is huge.
Yeah, man. And like you said, like everybody know him as Danny Tanner or whatever, but like he told a story on the Dan Le Batard show when he came on, and they replayed it the other day, and it was so funny. He was doing stand up, and he was in Alaska, and it was a strip club, and he said that the girl, he said it was a girl on stage, and he said all she had was, he said she had these matches. He was like, you know, 2 matches over, you know, one on each nipple and one more match, you know what I'm saying, down there. And he said that she lit them, but he said it wasn't like sparklers. It was just matches. And then he said, so she lit the matches and then basically was like, all right, give it up about a second.
Hell no.
Hey, but that shit had me dying laughing, but oh man, it was so crazy. But man, rest in peace to all of those people, man. So I just wanted to get that out before we got started.
For sure, man, for sure. So as you guys see in the title, man, we finally getting around to it. Netflix original movie, in partnership with Heartbeat Productions. Kevin Hart's very own, man, true story. Starring Kevin Hart, Wesley Snipes, Billy Zane, Theo Rossi, and Paul Adelstein. Real quick synopsis. This movie is about a comedic star who is enjoying one of the biggest times of his life. He's in a movie that's doing very well, and he ends up going to a party with his brother. He wakes up finds a dead woman in his bed, and they try to get rid of the body, and after that, it's just problem after problem after problem. And then towards the end, man, he just basically finds a way to solve the problem.
Very true, very true. And I don't want to start like right off the rip with because I feel like even though we haven't talked anything about this yet, but there is a huge, deeper conversation in the mix of all of this stuff.
Let's get to it.
So, but the person that I want to start with, if you don't mind, is I want to start with Todd, right? And the reason I want to start with Todd was his manager, right? Yeah. So I think that what was great about Todd wasn't his yes man. Like Todd
in a sense, he kind of was.
And yeah, but he ended up doing what he asked for, but it wasn't just, all right, I'm gonna let you roll with it. Like Todd spoke his mind.
Yeah.
And I felt that as a manager, like, because the thing, I don't, like I said, I don't want to get deep into him yet, but the thing about Carlton is Carlton was really like that sinkhole brother. You know what I'm saying? He always needed something. He was always in some shit. He always needed some money. And Ty realized, like, yo, yeah, he's your brother, but to a certain extent, like, you have to say no to this dude. Like, you have to separate yourself from this dude at some point. And I don't think that there are a lot of managers who are telling the star that they're managing some of the information that he was telling kid. You know what I'm saying? And I felt that, like, even when the whole situation of, you know, when he wanted some money transfer, like, he called his money guy, but the money guy told Todd, and Todd was like, yo, don't do nothing yet. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think managers are really doing shit like that. So,
well, I think to your point too, also the reason that Todd was the way he was because this was an ongoing situation between Kid and Carlton. It wasn't like this was like a first time offense. This was just something like, you know what I'm saying, that like even the interaction between Carlton and Todd was just like he looked at Carlton as a fucking pariah. Like, bro, every time some shit happens, bro, you just so happen to be in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is you, like, dude is out here working his ass off to make sure he got everything straight. And then here you come, you know what I'm saying, always with your hands out of scene. So, I mean, it just, you could kind of tell, and without them really saying it in the story, but you could kind of see that this was something that was an ongoing occurrence. And Todd was just, at this point, he was just sick of it. Like, yo, like, you can't keep letting this motherfucker, you know what I'm saying, like, take from you, bro. Like, this is, it's not fixing the problem, it's really making it worse.
Yeah. And see, I liked it that about Todd character. He was really like one of my favorite characters in this miniseries, was because it was just the fact of, like, he spoke his mind.
Yeah.
And even though he spoke his mind, I think Kid really kind of needed that. Even though Todd got on his nerves from time to time, I think he did know that Todd, he didn't mean no harm by some of the things that he was doing.
Right.
Even though he told Kid straight up, like, yo, basically he said, I don't fuck with Carlton. Like, right. He knew that. And then another thing that Todd didn't like was the fact that he was at home. And I think that's a situation that we'll get in a little deeper later in the podcast. But I also think that is the thing. Like, I'm pretty sure some of these managers are like rappers, shit like that. They're like, all right, we going to the hometown. I know they're like, here we go. We gonna have family members that don't really be around. Yep. We gonna have cousins that just popping up that's just gonna be wanting shit. Like, old high school friends are gonna be popping up. And like, so now these managers be having to manage these situations and tell them, like, look, yeah, you making money from this new movie. Yeah, they want to do a new movie with you, a new superhero movie with you and all this stuff. But at the same time, these funds aren't limitless.
Right.
Like, they're going to run out. You know what I'm saying? So, like, my job is to make sure that you're good, and there's going to be things that have to be said that a lot of people don't. And I just thought that Todd was a real character, because it could have, even though this whole thing is out of hand, but if Todd would have knew what the situation was, I don't think it would have got as far out of hand as it would have gotten. But I can see why Kid didn't say anything about it, though. I mean, you can't just tell somebody,
sure.
It's a dead body in your bed.
Okay, so first off, excuse me. Out of hand is an understatement. First and foremost. Let's just get that out the loop, because I got a beef with this. I'm not gonna lie. The out of hand, I got a beef with it. However, my favorite character in the whole miniseries was Carlton. I enjoy his character because, you know what I'm saying, shout out to Wesley Snipes, because, you know what I'm saying, only somebody of his caliber can actually pull this off. But him being able to go through everything that he's going through with, you know what I'm saying, owing everybody money, and, you know what I'm saying, having the alcohol problem, and, you know what I'm saying, really going through everything that he's going through, but at the same time, you know what I'm saying, doing what he did to Kid, but really having that genuine love for him, because, you know what I'm saying, like, at the end of the day, this is still his little brother. You know what I'm saying? It's still somebody that they grew up together, they got memories and everything else. And I think that when it all was said and done, I think that he kind of felt like, you know what I'm saying, everything was like it in a way, the way he portrayed the character was like, he felt like, woe is me, the world is always against me, you know what I'm saying, I'm always with my back to the wall, and, you know what I'm saying, why me type, you know what I'm saying, like that's how he kind of put that character together. But for me, he kind of kept the story moving along. Like, to me, he was the reason that it was actually as good as it was. I think that without Carlton's character, you don't get any of this. I mean, we know you don't get any of this without Carlton's character, but
yeah, exactly.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's just like, it really made for a great story, because he, you know what I'm saying, he did a lot. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Him even, you know what I'm saying, meeting back up with Kid and linking up with Kid back home, and, you know what I'm saying, dealing and bringing in the other characters that, you know what I'm saying, were really brought in because of him. You know what I'm saying? He really created this story for me. Like, if in all actuality, like, I know that Kid is the star of the movie, but to me, I think Carlton is really the star of it, because, like, he's the one that really builds this whole thing up.
Carlton is definitely like the lead character.
Yeah.
Because none of this shit is happening without Carlton.
Mm-hmm.
And Carlton is, it's funny that he's your favorite character, but also the deep dive into Carlton is very interesting, because
mm-hmm.
Carlton was really the star first.
Yeah, exactly.
He was the star football player.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And football plans fell apart somehow.
Mm-hmm.
And it might have been an injury or something. They really didn't. I think he had said what it was, but anyway,
he messed his knee up.
Yeah, so it was an injury.
Yeah.
So he messed his knee up, and then his brother just happens to be a very funny ass comedian, and now he's the one that, you know, make it to that next level. And we've already had this conversation on this podcast before about the whole sibling thing, about like, mm-hmm. what is it like being that other sibling when the other one is like known all around the world, everybody love them or whatever.
Right.
And it's like, this is the person that you look at like, yo, like, you know, when you fail, I helped you up. You know what I mean? Like, you know, when mom, you know, beat your ass for something, you know, mm-hmm. I stuck up for you. So it's like, you got that brotherly love, but you also got that resentment of, well, in his case, yo, like, I was the man first and the shit didn't work out for me, but now you the guy, and now I'm asking you to help me out for shit. And it's just like, to have that whole mindset of like going to your brother and asking him for, like, I mean, the type of money he was asking for. He wasn't asking for, yo,
he wasn't asking for no chump change.
Let me get 10,000, Brett. Like, nah, like, this dude's asked for 100,000, 300,000,
mm-hmm.
you know, and shit like that. And I thought that Carlton dug himself a hole so deep from a failed restaurant that his brother funded. It's just like, that's what I'm saying. Like, when it comes to Todd, like, I understood where Todd was coming from. It was like, yo, You fronted this dude a whole business.
Mm-hmm.
It's not your fault that business failed. But it's like,
well, also too, man. Like I think one of the most important parts of the movie is when they go meet Gene, about the video, and Gene pulls that article out, and he's like, yo, you was about to go, saying D1 to Temple, like you had a full ride to Temple D1, like you was about to be the man. He was like, saying you the whole reason that kid's career is what it is today.
Exactly.
And I think that was a very important part for them to put that in there, because if, like he said, like, yo, if you would have never shown him that movie, he probably would have never even been, the comedian that he is. So, like them putting that in there and now giving us that piece of information, like he's, it shows that he was really responsible for kid being, like the dude that he is now, because he kind of put that in his ethosphere of, yo, like, yo, check this out. And then now, next thing you know, he took that and made it into something else. But, and then, on top of that, the other side of the coin to that was that, he had everybody around him, and he even had kid at one point in time telling them like, yo, you are the one that's dragging all this down. So for everybody to be, coming at him with that, and then for that one moment where Gene is like, yeah, you the reason that kid is the man today. So I think that was a very important part of, the story too, because now we know, like, if it wasn't for Carlton, maybe, kid wouldn't even be, as big as he is.
Yeah, like basically, if he wouldn't tore his knee up, would kid still been the same kid? You know what I mean? Exactly. Or even he could just be a funny guy, but maybe there was more things that Carlton was doing because he was around that really got him to that next level. Mm-hmm. So I think that Carlton was kind of looking at it like, yo, like I'm your brother, like if it went for me, type of thing. But even at the same time, it's kind of like when is enough is enough. And that's what Todd was saying. It was like, yo, like you fronting him money for this, and then you give him money for this, and it's just like, yo, like you're that never ending cycle of people asking you for money. And it's like when you're the cash cow, because what do we always hear from a lot of these people? Like a lot of these people, we hear like, yo, such and such stop fucking with me because I told them no. Mm-hmm. Or you hear about these guys who never have anybody around them to tell them no, and then next thing you know, they broke.
Right.
So it's like it happens in these cycles. But and the other thing that sucks about it is it always happened in our culture. Mm-hmm. I remember when Kyle Korver, he was talking on something, and if y'all don't know who Kyle Korver is, a great shooter, one of the great shooters the league ever seen. White dude though. Mm-hmm. Played for Utah Jazz, played with Iverson, played with 76ers, all that type of stuff. So he was like, the one thing that he noticed, he said the first year he was in the league, he said he just heard the guys talking, and they're like, yo, I had such and such stop talking to me because of this, or I bought my mama this, I bought my cousin this, and he was like, what y'all talking about? And they was like, nobody in your family asked you for nothing? Like, nah. He said, when I got drafted, my parents told me my money was my money, and they was gonna keep working. And it's just when you coming from private, if I could talk, probably from the very beginning, and then like you're that guy, it's like everybody looking at you to pull them up to the level that you are, because they're looking at you like you made it. Yeah, or at least close to it. And it's just like you got like we start out with that pressure right off the rip. And like a lot of the times it happens, these guys are 18, 19, 20, 21 years old. Mm-hmm. And then you got all these people tugging at you. And a lot of times you don't want to say no, because a lot of times some people, I mean, even me, like I would be like, yo, I would want everybody to win. But at the same time, it gets to a point where it's like, yo, if this shit gonna start affecting me, and like now I want to take a trip or I want to do something, and my money man is like, yo, you really ain't got it. Mm-hmm. To like you got it, but it's gonna hurt. You're gonna feel it. And so it's like now you have to start thinking differently. And that, like, look, kid had it, but that's not the point. The point is Carlton is never gonna stop if you never say no.
Right.
So I think that dynamic between these two brothers who really fed off of each other, I don't know, man. It's like, for me watching it, even though now y'all look, I ain't got money like that. I'm just saying, it's just I've heard so many stories of either NFL players or ball players or whatever the case may be, of they'll say things like, yo, you'll find out who really fucking with you when when you tell a person no, and how they react to it.
Yep.
And definitely. It's a sad thing to hear, because it's like, yo, like, yeah, we cool, or we might be family members or whatever, but like, yeah, if I want us to go on a trip or something, and I want you to go, like, yeah, I'll pay for your ticket, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not paying your rent all the time, or I'm not buying you a car, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe if it's something like, yo, you ask me, yo, I'm trying to get a down payment on this.
Yeah.
All right, cool. But don't ask me to be like, yo, you know what I'm saying? You trying to buy me a G-Wagon? Like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like, I help you get something started, but like, don't look at me to, So I don't know, man. Like, when I watched it, like, a lot of that stuff was going through my mind of like, and like, that's how I thought of Carlton. But at the same time, when you found out that Carlton was really like the man first, then it was like,
it kind of changed the perspective of a lot of things. Yeah. So what did you think about we got in the tie, we got in the Carlton. What did you think about Kid, man? In this movie, he's a world famous comedian. He's on, you know what I'm saying, on the brink of well, really, he's the man at this point. He, you know what I'm saying, he just did a movie. The movie ended up being one of the best-selling movies of all time, of course. And, you know what I'm saying, he's on tour in the midst of all that, you know what I'm saying, and he's just basically navigating through life before the incident happened. What did you think of his character and how, you know what I'm saying, everything kind of played out with him?
Well, Kid is Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
Except Kevin Hart never played a superhero.
Facts.
So I thought that was interesting, but what I did like about this role, even though he's done this a couple of times, but he just did it not too long ago with Fatherhood, where he's playing like this. He's not really, even though, because I said this to you before you had watched it, I was like, yo, he's a comedian, but it is not a comedic movie.
Not at all.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's more of a drama thriller type of thing. And so I did enjoy that part of it, because you always see that transition. And I think to see a person, like, to see how diverse they are, I always think that's interesting. Especially like I told you, one of my favorite films, which I am surprised we have not done this shit yet, but The Number 23. I think that's Jim Carrey's best movie. Like, I think he killed that movie.
Yeah.
And but so it was nice to see him play like one of those type roles. There is some things that he done in here that I just think that it's just ain't no way in hell that this happened. Okay.
Oh my goodness, please.
But to get before we get there, but my biggest thing about Kid, and I hope people, this, if anybody get anything from S. Foster today, I want y'all to get this. The one thing that I loved about this film is the fact of these fanatics, these fans, y'all got to understand, these are real fucking people.
100%.
Okay? They have real problems just like we have. Us regular, everyday working people that have the same fucking problems. They're just on a different type of scale. This dude was going through a divorce. His wife, ex-wife, is just was seen with a ball player. You know what I'm saying? So now he's dealing with the fact of she's moving on. She got my son. I'm not seeing my son like I want to. My brother's asking me for money all the time. There comes a point of time where it's like, yo, they don't want to take a fucking picture. Yeah. They don't want to sign an autograph. They have bad days too. And I think that people have to understand they have bad days. They have shit going on in their life. Like for us, it's like, yo, if our girl is cheating on us or whatever, it's just a couple motherfuckers like around the way to know. Like the whole world just saw this dude ex-wife with a ball player. You know what I'm saying? So now he's being talked about on TMZ. He's being talked about on this. He's been talked about on that. He go on Instagram. Everybody's tagging him and shit.
Shade room.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I just think that people, that's why I've already told you, dude, I've never been the person who's like, if I see a famous person running up asking for a picture, boom, boom, all this type of shit, I'm just not that type of guy. I mean, the only fucking picture I got was, like, I got a picture with 85 South Show dudes, but that was because I had MVP ticket, not MVP, but VIP tickets, and I got to go backstage and get a picture. But it's like you never know what's going on in their life,
right?
And like that was my biggest takeaway. It's like this dude had to go on stage, do interviews with a murder going. This dude got a murder in his head where he's trying to fucking put a you know what I'm saying, a body, like a body. This dude got a body, my God, really two. He got two bodies, and he has to put on. You know what I'm saying? So that's my one thing that I want to speak about Kid, man. What about you, man? What's your feelings on Kid?
First and foremost, salute to Kevin Hart. It wasn't the greatest acting job in the world, but for him to, you know what I'm saying, actually play the straight man in the movie, and actually, well, not even a straight man, because it really wasn't no comedic roles. It was more so just for him to actually take into, you know what I'm saying, into doing a dramatic role and, you know what I'm saying, playing as serious as possible. I was actually impressed with it. You know what I mean? It was very impressive to me. I thought that he did a great job playing Kid. I thought that especially for his first dramatic role, I thought that it was smart to kind of keep him in his own wheelhouse, something that he's actually doing in real life, so he can actually have the emotion and you know what I'm saying, and the stresses of everything that was happening. He can, you know what I'm saying, it's a little bit easier to reenact that if this is something that you've been through before, or, you know what I'm saying, this is something that you're currently going through. So I think that for him to, you know what I'm saying, show his chops was pretty good. The character itself, I like the character. I thought that the important thing that they did in the movie was not really show him doing a lot of the whole joke thing. Like we seen, of course, we seen him on stage. We seen when he had the whole bomb set. I mean, the bomb set or whatever. But you know what I'm saying, he did a little quick set at the little charity foundation thing. But just to see him kind of go in and out of, I got all of this stuff on my mind, I can't really focus. Yo, I just need a break back to, you know what, man, everything good now. We fixed everything. Let me go apologize to the people, make sure, you know what I'm saying, they know that there wasn't no harm meant. And then to even go back again to, oh, shit, now it's fucked up because somebody got a video. Then they, you know what I'm saying, jump back. So to jump in and out of that and to show the different emotions that he showed, I think he did a great job. I like Kid all around. But we got to get into the nonsense, bro. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, we got to
get into the nonsense. First and foremost, he choked him with a charger cord. And shout out to Billy Zane too, bro, because Billy Zane is one of them dudes that I don't think he gets enough credit for being the pompous asshole in the roles that he plays. You know what I'm saying?
He was an asshole in Titanic.
Yeah, I'm about to say, you took it right out of my mouth. He was an asshole in Titanic, man. Usually anything that he plays in, he's playing that, except for, like, I think the only role I seen him in was like the Phantom, where he was like the weird superhero dude with the purple suit. But outside of that, man, I think Billy Zane, bro, he's just he does a great job. For him to kind of set the tone of the film with his character the way that he did the Ari dude, I thought that was great, because you kind of got a feeling of where this story was going to go just based off of that conversation that they had when he was trying to extort him for getting the body out the way. And then like I said, choking him out with the car charger. With the phone charger. I thought that was crazy. The fact that he was just the stuff that he was doing, like he took a soundstage box and brought it to his room so they could put the body in it. Then, like, they take the body and go all throughout the ins and outs in the back ways of the hotel, which I don't know how famous you are, but I'm sure like you just can't just walk in and out of the hotel like that. And they was having access to like all kind of shit. Yep. It wasn't even like, you know what I'm saying? Like it was just it was some stuff like
they using the service elevators.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, like how are they getting access to all these things? So like it was certain stuff that was crazy. Then the fight that they had in Carlton's apartment, I'm like, this nigga ain't got no neighbors or nothing. Like what's really going on in this community where, you know what I'm saying, he can do all this and nobody hears nothing that's going on. They fighting at 11 o'clock at night and don't nobody hear this. Like, you know what I'm saying? That threw me off. And then what else? Oh, he shot the two dudes in the head. Just pow pow. His first two shots, and it just so happened to be headshots on both of them. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot going on, bro. When the two brothers was torturing dude in a random garage somewhere, I'm like, what? Who is writing these scenes specifically? That's what I wanted to know. Whoever that was, he should be ashamed of him, or she should be ashamed of herself, because it was some of the scenes in the movie was too non-believable.
This is so true. It was a lot of stuff that was just like, yo, like, are you kidding me? And then like even the whole like the Charger thing is probably the most. It's just like, come on, like really, like these Chargers are pretty strong, but this dude, Billy Zane, is not a small guy.
No,
you know what I'm saying? Billy Zane's like 6'3", 6'4". Like he's a big dude,
and he put on some weight for this role too.
Yeah, and it's like, and you just choked them out. Like come on, man. But I did like how dramatic they made it. It took him a good, you know what I'm saying, minute 15 seconds to die. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So they really drug that out. So I thought that was dope. But yeah, it was a lot of things that happened. Was like, yo, like come on. Like, ain't no way. He gets the shot perfectly and then have to put on right after that. Soon as he go around the corner, he has the time to put his brother's head up on there. And they shot my brother, man. They shot my brother. And I'm like, okay. I thought that was the best acting job that he did, like throughout the whole film, was that one part right there. You know what I'm saying? To have to put on right after you just shot your brother. You know, so I thought that was good. But the other shenanigans, man, is the whole fact of, it's like, I'm not gonna sit here and try to say I'm the smartest man in the world, but you go out to a club with your brother, right? You tell your brother, yo, I've been going to therapy. That's another thing. This dude is sober. You know what I'm saying? So he also is going through that while he's dealing with a breakup.
Right.
So he's sober. Come on, bro, we gotta celebrate. You my big brother, yo. You know what I'm saying? If I told you I had a little problem with drinking, I'm not drinking, yo.
Right.
You of all people, as the big brother, supposed to be like, you know what? Hey, give my brother a club soda. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to be supportive, but nah, man, we drinking tonight. We drinking tonight. So you force your brother to drink. But anyway, so to get to the shenanigans, why are you in my room, bro? We grown ass man. I got a girl in here naked. I don't need you coming in the room. And you just gonna come in here and tell me, yo, she dead, bro.
Oh my goodness.
What you doing checking? What you checking the vitals for?
Yeah, that's the thing that threw me off too. I ain't gonna lie about that. Cause I'm like, he wake up, hey man, she dead. Hold on, nigga, what?
What are you even doing in here?
How you know she dead before I know she dead?
And come on. Like, that's when I knew something with Carlton, man. Like, it just don't make sense. Like, who does that, dude? Like, who Who check a girl's vitals? That's like, come on, man.
See, that's how I knew something wasn't right, bro. That's how I knew something was up, man. Because first and foremost, right? Did you see the cart that they took her out in?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah. I knew that there was something. I knew right then and there. I'm not trying to say I knew everything because I didn't know everything that was gonna happen, but I knew Carlton had something to do with this shit.
Mm-hmm.
From the whole fact of like, because my whole thing is that would have been my reaction. Like you coming there, bro, she dead. What do you do? First of all, why are you even checking to see if she even breathing? What, you was gonna try to smash like in the middle of the night?
Yes.
You know what I mean? What's really going on? Like, why are you even in here? Like, that would have been my whole thing. I'd have been tripping off like, damn, she dead. That's fucked up. But why you in here?
Wait a minute. Like, this is another thing. Nigga, why wouldn't you just call the cops?
See, he tried to explain to him like, yo, like you're gonna be all in the news. It's not gonna look good that you've been drinking and then you just wake up to a dead girl. It's like, yo, if this girl doing some drugs, they ain't got nothing to do with. They ain't got nothing to do with me.
I didn't do no drugs. You can test my blood. Listen, I'm innocent. All I did was take this broad home. Next thing you know, I wake up, she gone. Exactly. Now, the best part of all that would have been to find out that she wasn't dead to begin with.
Exactly. And that's the whole thing that we found out, you know what I'm saying, a couple of episodes in.
Mm-hmm.
Like my whole thing with her, like, I mean, she's going through a rough time. Dude tell you, yo, my brother gonna give me this. I just need you to, you know what I'm saying?
Was his girl, man.
Man, listen.
That was Carlton's girl.
Yo, that's fucked up what they end up doing to it, though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. What Ari and them brother end up doing to it.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. She deserved it. She deserved it. I'm going to tell you why she deserved it. First and foremost, this nigga get any amount of money he want from his brother to begin with.
Yeah.
Why didn't you just go to your brother and say, look, man, you know what I'm saying? I'm in deep. I'm trying to get everything back right. I just need you, you know what I'm saying, to help me out with this money. Everything would have been straight.
Dude, but this is the thing, though. Greed, man. At the end of the day, greed is one of the hugest, like, sins. Like, that's what gets everybody the most is the greed. Mm-hmm. Because so he owed Ari and them brother, what was it? It was it was 300,000.
It was 300,000.
So he owed them 300,000. So he owed them 300,000, but he also needed a couple 100,000 to get the restaurant back up.
Mm-hmm. Right? And he owed girl some money for doing everything.
But what I'm saying is like, okay, for Carlton to even come up with the plan of like, okay, so the blackmail money was going to be spread out through Carlton and Ari. Mm-hmm. And Carlton was going to pay old girl some of that money from that. So it's just like, that's the greed part. Because in all actuality, all he was really supposed to do was be like, bro, look, I got some private investors.
That's it.
I don't have the money. You know what I'm saying? That if I don't get them 300,000, they're gonna kill me.
And well, not even that. You could have lied and just be like, man, if they don't, you know what I'm saying, if they won't come up with the money, they basically gonna pull out the deal. It's all kind of ways you could have went about this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's all kind of ways you could have went about this.
But greed always be the whole thing, and like that's how this whole thing even started, man. It was really over greed, and I get kids thing because it's like I think what really fucked it up for Ari is the fact of like the fuckery. You know what I'm saying? Like all the little funny things that he would say. You know what I'm saying? And just knowing that he got this over his head, it's like, yo, I can't deal with you, man. Like right. I don't want, like, there's certain people who let certain people blackmail them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, this is the person where it's like, yo, I just refuse for you, not just anybody, but you to blackmail me. And I think that was his whole thing, was because he was being so much of an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, yo, I got to keep giving you money? Nah, bro. Yeah. Nah. I rather catch another body and put him up. But he didn't know how connected Ari was. Because at the end of the day, Ari ended up being friends with Carlton, but Ari's brothers don't really fuck with Carlton.
Right.
But at the same time, Ari, if we're gonna get into Ari felt like the lone wolf, like his brothers was really like the mastermind, like they were the ones who really did everything, and they just sent Ari on like these, I don't want to call them dummy missions, but like small time stuff.
Yeah, they was dummy missions.
Yeah, they were sending him on dummies, small deal stuff, and like they did the big stuff. And I think that he was just like, okay, so I can make a score with your brother that you don't mind, screwing over, and I can make me some extra money on the side that my brothers ain't gonna get. Because I don't think that they was gonna give Ari any of that $300,000. Like, so that was probably, was gonna be split between them two. And whatever they do, all I know is they had a club.
Yeah.
I don't know what else. I don't know what else they had their money in, but I think that if he wasn't such an asshole and he wasn't going through all the stuff that he was going through at the time, he might have would have paid him. But I don't blame him for not paying him. But to kill him with with an iPhone charger, man.
What did you think about Gene?
Oh, Psycho.
Played by Theo Rossi, man. You know what I'm saying? He's been in some movies. You know what I'm saying?
He did a good job in Luke Cage, man.
Yeah.
The first season.
Yeah.
He did a really good job in that.
Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? Dude was on Sons of Anarchy, Army of the Dead. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, Luke Cage, you know what I'm saying? He played a great job doing Shades. He's been in a couple other things, though, but this one specifically, I think, was a great role for him, playing the fanatic Gene. It kind of showed you just how, I don't want to say lost, but how caught up some of these people can be in a celebrity's life. You know what I'm saying? They showed like all of the stuff he was collecting, and you know what I'm saying, all of the stuff that he was you know what I'm saying, that all the memorabilia and everything else that he was keeping from kid. Like, and at first it seems like, oh, this dude is a fucking stalker, psycho ass fan. But then, you know what I'm saying, he tells the story of how, you know what I'm saying, he basically was like, yo, my sister died, but, you know what I'm saying, the only thing that made her smile and made her laugh was this, you know what I'm saying, this comedian. And so, you know what I'm saying, once she passed, you know what I'm saying, the same thing, I kind of went into a depression, was ready to off myself. Well, I don't want to say off myself because that's kind of rude. I was ready to kill myself. And then next thing you know what I'm saying, the same thing happened for me. He kind of brought me out of that depression. He kind of brought me out of that funk. And so for him, you know what I'm saying, to always show up, to always be there for, you know what I'm saying, for anything that kid did, I thought that was very interesting. But finding that out later on in the story, it kind of showed you just sometimes not really directly connected, but how indirectly connected some of these fans are with these celebrities. The fact that, you know what I'm saying, he was on the verge of killing himself, and, you know what I'm saying, just a simple couple laughs kind of changed that around for him because of him watching a stand-up with Kid. So I thought that was a very interesting dynamic that they had. And then even when him and Kid actually start creating that friendship, when he, you know what I'm saying, even though we knew that Kid was doing that for the video, I think that he was genuinely really actually like, okay, he really ain't that bad of a dude, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude really show love. Like, and I think that going back to the scene where he was talking to Carlton about the, you know what I'm saying, the sports article, I think that he kind of seen that because they was about to kill him. But he kind of seemed like, oh, maybe I shouldn't do this. Like, this dude really just, you know what I'm saying? He just want to be recognized as, you know what I'm saying, a fan and a friend. So I think that him with Kid turning that around the way that he did, you know, so I thought that was great for Gene because now he's, you know what I'm saying, he was to the point to where he really had, you know what I'm saying, like a friend.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying, like, and you could tell like he was one of those loner type dudes who really didn't have too much nothing going on. He was living in the motel. So for him to be, you know what I'm saying, around that and for Kid actually finally really show him some love, I thought that was, you know what I'm saying, a cool way of going about the business that he was trying to get. And eventually he ended up getting the video erased and then he had to worry about it. Unfortunately, you know what I'm saying, Carlton ended up getting him killed. But what do you think about his character in this whole story?
The rundown was good. I agree with you, but personally, it's scary, man. Like,
yeah.
There are people I was about to say admire because I just don't admire or look up to any person like that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, like I looked up to my dad and shit, but like that's my dad. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I was with him almost every day, so it's like that's different. But like for a person that's just an entertainer, like I get like they might get you through, you know what I mean? Or I don't even think any movie or comedian or anything that can get me through a rough time. You know what I'm saying? Like I get the whole thing of, you know, it made his sister laugh, but like I just think that's freaky. Just to have that much stuff from somebody, to know this much about a person that you never met. Cause I'm of the whole thing of like, I'm not trying to, you know, change the topic here, but like how some people would like ride for like Donald Trump or whatever, and it's like, yo, you never met this guy, and you're willing to get into a fight, like a straight up fight with somebody over a person that you don't even know. Like it's eerie, and I think that fans like that are why certain entertainers and stuff, like they might not like doing, you know, the VIP shit where fans get to come backstage, but you have to do it because it's like you got this obligation of where you want people to keep coming to your shows because you give them a little bit of access. Like even when like that's just like when Jalen Hurts was walking off the field the other day, and like everybody's talking about the stadium like malfunctioning or whatever. My thing is, why the fuck are y'all leaning over this thing to even get that from this guy in the first place? Are you grown ass men?
Yeah.
Like y'all are grown ass men and you freaking out to get a handshake or a hand tap from an athlete. It's just like, fuck that, man. Like, I'm looking at it like you made it somewhere where I was trying to get. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have the brakes.
Yeah.
But that don't mean you better than me. I'm not leaning over a damn rail to get a hand slap from you. Oh my god, I'm never gonna wash this hand again. It's just like, dude, it's eerie to me. Gene, now the actor, he did a great job playing him. Like he's really good, but like just those people that are obsessed with a person like that, it's eerie to me. And I think that's why like a lot of people are like I remember Eminem did this one thing. I forget, it was for this movie or something. He had a little cameo, like, but he also would talk about it all the time. It's like, yo, I'm in the bathroom and I'm trying to take a picture. I think it happened in this too, where it's like, yo, somebody asking for a picture in the fucking bathroom, my guy.
Yeah.
I'm holding my dick and you asking me for a selfie.
Well, like, I mean, remember, like, and even you know what I'm saying, like Eminem creating the song Stan. You know what I'm saying? About a dude who's like
Gene is Stan, man.
Basically, yeah. Like a dude who is just like super, super caught up in this, you know what I'm saying, in the life of this one person, so much so that, you know what I'm saying, like it's borderline stalkers.
Yeah. And I just think that, you know, we have to realize and understand that there are boundaries,
mm-hmm.
and you can be a fan of someone to the point where it's not, to the extreme. Like, yeah, you can, like, the way to be that type of fan is to support everything that they do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They come out with merch, buy all their merch. You know what I'm saying? They support a line of something, you support that line. If they going on shows and you can afford it, go to their shows. But you don't have to go to the lengths of what Gene did. I mean, to be standing outside, like, that's why I think I told you this before. Like, yo, I could never work for TMZ. Like, I think that is some of the scum work of everything. But it's like, even when he would come out the hotel and the people just taking pictures of him coming out the hotel, like, I couldn't do that job.
Right.
I don't care how much money you pay me. That's not me. That's not me to be sitting here taking pictures of somebody coming out of a damn hotel room. It's just like, but Gene was always there. And it's like, to me, that it's eerie. Like, the actor did a great job playing it, but I just think Gene, the character, is I don't know, man. It's just eerie to me. It's weird. It's just weird, really, really weird.
Yeah. All right, man. So, are you ready to do these fire flames, brother?
Yeah, man. Let's rate it.
Let's do it.
Yoga fire. Yoga flame.
So, man, our fire flame segment is basically our rating system on each movie or TV show that we review per episode. It goes from a 1 to 5, 1 being the worst, 5 being the best, and of course we use the flame emoji. You too can also rate per episode. Just send us your rating with however many fire flames you got, 1 through 5. Make sure you put the title of the episode in and add us at Viewer9Pod #FireFlames. So I'm gonna go first, man. Listen, this movie pissed me off first and foremost.
Okay.
Because it seemed like every episode it just got worse and worse and worse. And listen, this movie was giving me anxiety. I was just like, God damn, he can't catch a break, man. Like, soon as, you know what I'm saying, you think he out, they pull him right back in with some nonsense. But I think that was good. You know what I'm saying? Like we say all the time, man, anytime it gives you emotion, anytime it makes you feel anything, it has to be good. You know what I'm saying? They're doing their job because that's what they're supposed to be doing. So Kevin Hart, Wesley Snipes, it was good to see Wesley Snipes back in another movie, you know what I'm saying, actually getting a lot more time this time. And actually playing a role instead of playing like some goofy shit. I think, you know, the addition to Billy Zane, he did a great job. Theo Rossi, of course, did an awesome job. Shout out to Lauren London, who played a small part in this one. I'm gonna go 3.5.
Man, listen. We here, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 3.5.
We here.
Because it's not a bad movie.
Yeah.
It's just certain things in the movie that you just kind of looking like, it's some things they could have fixed. But it was still, like I said, it was still a good movie, and I'm still impressed with Kevin Hart, but I'm giving it a 3.5.
Same here, man, and I agree with you. It's not bad. I'm giving it a 3.5 because there's certain things where it's just like, okay, this is kind of tacky. Like, the biggest thing to me was like, why you checking vitals with this girl sitting beside me? It's just like, that's just weird. And also, man, the one thing that pissed me off, but it was also realistic, and we didn't talk about it, but the Herschel character.
Yeah.
Like, him and Herschel had like a good relationship, but then at the end of the day, he blackmailed.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I tell y'all, some of the worst shit that I've ever dealt with in my whole entire life. This is the worst shit I ever dealt with. And the first thing to come to your mind is, what was you gonna pay that dude? I think it was 3.5 million or something like that.
6 million.
6 million. He was like, "We'll pay it to me." because I could tell what you just told us.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like all this time we working out together. You with me every day. You like my right hand man. And now you extorting me for $6 million. And he's like, look, I'd rather give him $6 million than to give that dude $6 million.
Right.
I get what he's saying, but at the end of the day, that's fucked up. And that's why I say people a lot of the time, like they don't care about you.
Yeah. Well, shit, that's what he said too. He said people don't give a fuck about you. They just want you to put on the show. And he said, "I'd be damned if anybody stopped mine."
Exactly. So that really pissed me off. But at the same time, it's like I can see that happening.
Yeah.
Like I am not shocked one bit of what happened right there. But like I said, like we saying the same thing. It's not a bad movie, y'all.
No, not at all.
It. But at the same time, everybody did a really good job. It's great to see Lauren London back working again, even though you hear her voice more than you actually see her.
Right.
But just for her to be back out there doing her thing, that's great. And I don't know, man. It's just funny. It's funny we got the same rating, man.
Yeah.
That we both sit in a 3.5.
I will say this though. I do want to see Kevin Hart in more roles like this. I think that he carried the movie just fine. You know what I'm saying? That to me was not an issue throughout the movie. None of the acting was bad.
No.
There was no bad acting in this movie. And once again, a huge shout out to Theo Rossi, man. Like he did a great job playing Gene. Yeah. Like the fact that he went above and beyond to play like the role that he had the fanatic down packed. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, you know what I'm saying? Everybody did a great job, man. Wesley Snipes, once again, bro, like, come on, man. Like, you can't go wrong with a legend like that, bro. So, you know what I'm saying? It's a great movie. I think people should definitely go watch it, you know what I'm saying, and check it out for yourselves. Once again, man, let us know. 1 through 5, use the fire emoji. Make sure, you know what I'm saying, you tell us what the title is of the episode that you're talking about, and then make sure you put hashtag #ViewAnon or Viewers Anonymous. Make sure you add us as well. And, yeah, you know what I'm saying, we'll make sure we read your review. Or even if you just got a, you know what I'm saying, a take on the movie or show that, you know what I'm saying, we're doing, just make sure you add us in hashtag Viewers Anonymous or ViewAnon. So let's get to coming soon, man.
Let's do it.
Coming soon. Coming soon.
So, our next episode, man, it'll be Friday. We doing a appreciation for the great Omar Epps. You know what I'm saying? One of the big dogs in the game, man. Dude been doing it a long time. Great filmography. Great filmography. He has some heaters in there, man. You ready to do this one?
Man, definitely, man. And for the people that don't know, we're coming up on the anniversary of Juice. 30-year anniversary will be the 17th on Monday. And it was Omar Epps' first movie. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Fresh, like literally fresh out of film school. You know what I'm saying? He did this. And for him to be the main person, how he killed that movie and the career that he was able to carry on up until the last thing I seen him in was Raising Kanan. I know you ain't in the Paul universe.
Yeah.
But that's the last thing I seen him in. And Omar Epps, man, is just one of those dudes where like he came at the perfect time, because the early 90s was that time where there was it really started with Boys in the Hood. Well, yeah, it started with him, but like Boys in the Hood really kind of started this trend of like all of these black movies of you know what I mean? Like Juice, Menace to Society, Fresh, like all those movies really happened because of Boys in the Hood.
Well, but just not even that, man. It was just like an influx of black film at the time.
Yeah, and Omar Epps was just about in everything in the 90s.
He was in the center of it, man. He was one of the big dogs. Him, Tay Diggs.
Tay Diggs. Yep. Morris Chestnut.
Yeah, Morris Chestnut. You know what I'm saying? It's a bunch of them, man. He was definitely like right there in the center of it, man. So yeah, it's gonna be a dope. But we're gonna go down memory lane with this one, man.
Oh yeah, definitely. We're gonna have fun. And we definitely gotta, cause if hopefully y'all been here since then and y'all noticed a change. And look, we don't know if y'all like the change because y'all don't say nothing. But we definitely gonna be revisiting Juice, man. Have to. Because we done Juice, but the way we did it, the old format where we did the whole movie. But like, there's things that's just like people have to realize. Juice is a fucking classic. Man. It is a classic, and Omar Epps, I would say, and we're in the podcast, but like I would say, like he's one of those people who are when we decided to start doing these appreciation episodes, it was really for people like this. Like, we gonna do the big people like Denzel, which we done. Yes, he's not to Denzel's stature, but to like people like us, like Omar Epps is like a legend to us because we grew up on Omar Epps. You know what I'm saying? Like he was like our guy, like you know what I'm saying? And he played in the type of movies that we really fuck with, like when we was coming up. So, we may feel differently about a guy like Omar Epps than like a guy like Leonardo DiCaprio, because it's kind of like, yo, like this dude was in too deep. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? So it's just like
nigga, he was on ER, bro.
Yeah, and like in a movie for me, like even though Bill Simmons now they trashed the movie, but the Program, I love the Program, man. That was one of my favorite college movies, man. Was the Program? You know what I'm saying? He was Darnell Washington. You know what I'm saying? The freshman running back that stole the dude girl in his damn starting spot. So so this is gonna be fun, man. And also to revisit Higher Learning. Man, let me shut up, man. We gonna be here all night.
Yeah, I was saying we gonna start another pod, man. But so yeah, you know what I'm saying. Make sure you guys tune in for that episode. And then last but not least, man, make sure you follow us on all our social media, on Twitter and Instagram at View9Pod, on Facebook at VA Pod Watch Group. Make sure you follow me on Twitter at Scoots Bronson and on Twitch. Twitch.tv/Scoots Bronson, or if you have the Twitch app, just search Scoots Bronson, hit that follow button. Also, man, check out my Twitter page for the NFTs. I got them up. I got them ready. I just put out a new collection, so go check that out.
Yes, sir, man. Keep up the good work, man. But also, y'all can check me out at S.Foster8 on Instagram and Twitter, at 28 Minutes or Less Pod on Instagram. The last podcast I put out, man, I put out that JFK episode, revisited. So, you know what I'm saying? I felt real good about it. That was just one of those podcasts where I felt I had a really good flow. So, it's a lot of information put out there.
Hey, yo, real quick, didn't we talk about, didn't I bring up JFK's wife?
Yeah.
Okay,
you did.
Just making sure.
You did, because you remember I said it was ironic that you brought that up because I was like, I just finished.
Yeah.
The JFK episode.
That's why I was asking. Yeah, we got hoax, man. We got hoax in history. But go ahead, brother.
Yeah. So y'all, man, please check out that episode, y'all, because just see how crazy I am. You know what I'm saying, when it comes to all the information that I know just about a damn president that got shot back in 1963. But I'm how you be going down that wormhole of like space and like all that type of shit, like that was my shit, man. So y'all go check out that last episode. It was episode 68 of Stolen Time. Damn.
See? Too many pods, man. Too many pods.
Man, go check out episode 68 of the 28 Minutes or Less podcast, man.
For sure, man. Yeah, man, make sure y'all, support. We appreciate y'all. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. You will be able to watch soon. I kind of jumped the gun last episode, but don't fret. We waiting on the approval from Anchor and Spotify. As soon as they do that, those episodes will definitely be up. You'll be able to watch us if you like to watch, and if not, you can still listen to us. But so we're gonna keep hitting y'all with this content with the left and right. So yeah, man. Keep downloading, keep streaming. We greatly appreciate it. And like they say in Hollywood, man, that is a wrap.
Good.